Greetings, welcome. It's a beautiful Saturday once again. You are welcome when you get on here. Please share to be a blessing to others. For us, you are welcome. It's another beautiful Saturday, and we thank God for your life. We thank God for that which He is doing in our lives. How has your week been? When you get on here, please share to be a blessing to others. For us, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. I am super excited. It's another Saturday morning, and I'm super excited. So today we are going to talk about discipline. How does discipline look like to you? How does discipline look like to you when you look at it, when you think about it? How does it look like to you? It's a beautiful Saturday, and you are welcome. We're going to soak in the music a little bit, and we are going to start in few. But you are welcome. It is Saturday morning, and we are thankful to God for bringing us back here again. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. It is a beautiful weekend. How has your week been? Mine has been super good. Mine has been good. How has yours been? Mine has been good. How has yours been? How has yours been? It is a pretty good morning today, and we are grateful to God for the things that He's doing, the things that He has done, the things that He's about to do in our lives. It is so good to know that He's indeed with us. It is so good to know that He's indeed with us. So we thank God for that. When you get on here, please share to be a blessing, as I do same on our other platforms. As I share to our other platforms, please do same for us. We thank you very much for everything that you have done. We say, may God bless you. May God increase you. May God honor you. But yeah, how does discipline look like to you? Or what is discipline to you? When somebody says discipline, what does it look like to you? How does it look like to you? What does discipline look like to you? You know, anything that nobody is willing to do, anything that nobody is willing to spend time on, anything that nobody is willing to give it their time, it is not discipline. You do need to give everything that you have in order to become successful, in order to be disciplined, in order to get the good of the things that you have or you're doing. You got to be disciplined. It is only through then that you'll be able to get to where you need to get to. It is only through then that you'll be able to do what you need to do. It is only through then that you'll be able to attain and achieve the things that you need to achieve. It is only through then that things will fall in place for you. So it is of a very importance that we become cautious of everything that we do. It is very important that we look at how we're doing things, what we want to achieve in life, how we want to achieve them, and where we want to go from here. It is only through then that we'll be able to get it. So you have to give it your all. Anything and everything that you're doing, you have to give it your all. You have to give it your best. You have to give it everything that you have in order to get to what you need to get to. It is only through then that things will fall in places for you. So as I asked again, and second, as I ask again, how does discipline look like to you? 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 You know, how does it look like to you? When somebody asks you what is discipline, what will you tell him or her? When somebody tells you, hey, I've heard so much about discipline, what exactly it is, what will you tell her? How does discipline look like for you? Right? I wrote here, I said discipline is the practice of training someone to be or to obey rules. All right, training yourself to obey rules, training yourself to get to where you need to get to, training yourself to have the best in life, training yourself to get everything and anything that you need. That is what discipline is. All right, so am I training myself enough to obey those rules? Am I training myself enough to get to where I need to get to? Am I training myself enough? Am I following every rule that I need to follow? Am I following every rule that I need to follow to get to where I need to get to? That is the question that you have to ask yourself. All right, one might think that, oh, I don't have anything to do, so I cannot be disciplined. Even with the little that you do, even with your own day-to-day activity, even with your own daily routine, you need to be disciplined in it, because it is only through that you can get up every day and every morning and go to that same place or go to that same thing and do it over and over again, because you want to achieve a better result. You want to achieve a good result. That is the only way that you can achieve that. All right, that is the only way that you can achieve that. When it comes to our personal lives, when it comes to our professional lives, when it comes to our daily life, anything that requires you doing something, that requires you going over and over to make sure that this thing that I'm doing, I have gotten to the place and space that I need to get to. That is the only way, because without you staying constant and disciplined in order to get up every morning and say that I need to go, I need to go, I need to go, I need to do this, I need to do that, you will not be able to get that. And so it starts with you saying those things to yourself. Hey, I have dominion over everything that I put my mind to. I have power over everything that I decide to do. As long as I am willing to put in the work, as long as I am willing to go in, day out, and do what I have to do, as long as I am willing to say to myself that this is what I need and this is what I need to do, you will be able to achieve it. Irohia says, speak the positive words and do away with negative words. Because in being disciplined, you need to be on the positive side. In being disciplined, you need to have that positive mindset. In being disciplined, you need to be able to look at yourself, look at the situation that you're in, and say to yourself that indeed, I need to do this thing. And regardless what comes my way, regardless what I have to deal with, regardless how things seem, I will keep going. I will be disciplined enough to see this through. I'll be disciplined enough to make sure that what I need to go or what I need to get to or where I need to get to, I will get there, regardless of how everything look like. Thanks for joining. When you join on here, please share to be a blessing to somebody for us. So you have to put in the work. You have to have that mentality that I need this, I need that. I need to be disciplined enough. I need to be willing enough to put in that effort. I need to be willing enough to put in that work. I need to be willing enough to stay through or stay true to the course. That is not to say that you are just using your words and not doing the things that you need to do. to be disciplined, you need to go in deep. To be disciplined, you need to go in and look at how everything is without you even putting a lens on. When you look at Genesis 1:28, God says something. It says, multiply and subdue the earth. He is telling us to take full charge. And in order to take full charge of everything and anything that we have, we gotta be disciplined. I said, be disciplined enough to do the things that people do not want to do. Be disciplined to do the things that normal people are shunned away from. If that means you sitting an extra 30 minutes to study, then do it. If that means that you telling yourself that I am going to do anything and everything possible in order to get to where I need to get to, then you gotta do it. I said, be disciplined to do the things that you will normally not do to achieve what you need to achieve. So be disciplined enough to go the extra mile. Be disciplined enough to do what needs to be done to get to where you need to get to. And I will circle back here and say that it starts with you having that vision board. Maybe you do not know what the vision board is. A vision board is anything that keeps staring at you every day, every morning, every minute, with the things that you've written on, with how you want things to be like, with how you want your day to go like, with how you want tomorrow to go like. And you being disciplined starts with that. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Oftentimes, people turn not to understand where they're going. They turn not to understand where they are. They turn not to understand where they need to get to. And so they do not know what exactly they need to do. And I said, oftentimes people tell they are disciplined to the fact that they don't have any assistance. They don't have any help. What you have to put in place is to ensure that, yes, I might not have anybody to help me. I might not anybody to hold my hand, but I am disciplined enough to start. I am disciplined enough to put in that little work. I am disciplined enough to push myself. I am disciplined enough to sit up and say that, hey, though the going might be tough, though I do not know where to start, though I do not know where to go, but indeed things will pan out as long as I put in the work. As long as I put in the work, I know I will get to where I have to get to. As long as I put in the work, I know I will be able to succeed. As long as I go to where I need to get to, I know I will be able to succeed. That is the mentality that you need to have. That is the mentality we need to have. Sometimes you need to ask yourself those hard questions. How can I get this done? How do I start this? Even if I start this, how do I go from here? Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. How do I do this? How do I do that? In asking yourself that only means that you acknowledging that, yes, I need to get to somewhere. I need to do certain things. I need to be able to have certain things coming in. How do I do that? And start by you starting with something that you love. Because if you love something, it would urge you to keep going every day. It would urge you to keep going to that same thing every day, in order to understand, in order to do the things that you need to do, in order to hold yourself accountable. Start with something that you love. want this done. I want that done. How do I start? Okay, this is what I love to do. Let me start with that. As far as I love to do that thing, it will be able, or I will be able to get to where I need to get to. Because come rain or shine, I will get up and go. Come rain or shine, even if I don't feel well, because I love what I'm doing, because that thing is passionate to me, I will see it through, even when the going doesn't seem like anything is going on. I said, it is easy to get yourself showing up to the things you genuinely care about. So find that one thing and go all out at it. Go all out at it. It would help you notice where you are reaching way too far. I love to do this. I love to do that. But what exactly do I need to do in order to achieve that result? What exactly do I need to do in order to get to where I need to get to? So it starts by you finding out the things that you love. And then you go ahead and you ask yourself, okay, this is the result that I have. This is the things that I need to do with. Where am I reaching so much? Where is it taking me so much power, so much energy, so much effort to put in to work on that? And then you can tackle that. Because when you learn to understand where exactly you are reaching, you'll be able to find the knowledge to go with it. You'll be able to find the resources to go with it. Because hey, this is the place that I need to work on. This is the place that I need to pay attention to. So what exactly can I do? How do I get to here? Or how do I get from here to the other side? That is where you tend to find solution. That is where you tend to find a result in anything and everything that you do. Be disciplined enough to show up. Be disciplined enough to put in the work. Be disciplined enough to stick to what you are doing. Sometimes we let what friends or families are doing derail us from where we need to get to. Because they are not doing what they're supposed to do. 1 second, guys. Because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and so we tend to follow them. Maybe you hold that person in high esteem. Maybe you see that person as somebody that everything they do is good, and so you're looking out to them. But if that person or that friend is not doing what they're supposed to do, you do not have to follow them, because maybe they have a way of achieving something and you don't. Maybe they do and you don't. And so if you follow them, you realize that you are just wasting your time. You are just wasting everything and anything that you are doing. Because you are following what that friend is doing, not knowing how they do things, not knowing where they do things, not knowing how they do or what they do in order to achieve what they need to achieve. If they are willing to waste their time, allow them. If they are willing to waste their resources, allow them. If they are willing to waste everything that they have in order to get to what they need to get to, then allow them to waste it. But don't waste yours. Be disciplined enough to work for yourself. Be disciplined enough to put in the work. Be disciplined enough to go the extra mile. Let those people waste their time and don't follow them. I wrote here, I said to be disciplined is to follow that good way. To be disciplined is to follow that good way. So what is that good way that you seem not to follow? Because everybody is doing other things other than that. What is that one thing? What is that thing that inspires you so much, but yet you are not willing to be disciplined enough to see it through? What is that one thing that you want to get so bad, but yet you are not putting in the work. How can you achieve what you need to achieve if you are not putting in, or if you are not being disciplined enough? So if you are a student, if you are a business man or woman, and you are not willing to be disciplined to see it through, you are not willing to put in that effort, you are not willing to stay on course, how well can you achieve what you need to achieve? Remember, to be productive, you need to be disciplined. They both go hand in hand. You can't just say, I am taking discipline and I'm living productivity. No, they go hand in hand. So as you be in discipline, then you'll be producing. And you will not just be producing anything, but quality results. So if you are not disciplined enough, if you are not putting in the work that you need to put in, you will not be able to produce. That is what we call it, discipline of productivity. You will not be able to produce that good thing that you want to produce. You will not be able to produce that which you yearn for so much. You will not be able to. I said, when you are disciplined, you will finish the responsibilities that has been assigned to you. Many of us see ourselves at work and yet not producing anything. Many of us see ourselves at schools and yet not producing anything. Many of us see ourselves in our own businesses and yet not producing anything. Why? Because we are not disciplined enough to see that thing through. Because we are not disciplined enough to put in the extra resources. Because we are not disciplined enough to go that extra mile. And so we find ourselves quitting every time, or we find ourselves talking ourselves out that, oh, I need to stop this, I need to stop this because I cannot do this thing is not working for me. Are you disciplined enough? Are you putting in that work enough? Are you disciplined enough? Are you disciplined enough to put in that little effort, to put in that little work, to go the extra mile? Are you willing enough to do that? Are you willing enough to do that? It might not be easy. It might not come so easily to you. But it will surely get to where it needs to get to, as long as you are putting in that work, as long as you are going that extra mile. As long as you are putting in that extra mile or that extra work, you'll be able to get to where you need to get to. Many youth of today, many people of today tailor their success to the fact that they don't have anybody to help them. I said, many youth of today don't want to do anything, but yet want things handed over to them. They don't want to stay focused and be disciplined enough, but yet they want to be handed stuff to them. They want to have everything on a silver platter. They do not want to put in the work. They do not want to stay consistent enough. They do not want to go the extra mile and put in that work. And so they end up giving up easily. They end up not doing the things that they need to do. They end up throwing in the towel so easily because they are not willing to put in the work. I said they don't want to do anything and want things to be handed to them. But remember that it is only those who help themselves get help. It is only those who help themselves. So if you have to do something, if you are in the middle of something, if you are in school and you need to get things done, and yet you are not putting in the work, how then are you going to get it done? How then can you stay disciplined enough to get to where you need to get to? How then do you get to where you need to get to? Sometimes you must learn to motivate yourself. Sometimes you might learn to push yourself. Sometimes you might learn to say to yourself that, yes, I do not have anybody. Yes, it doesn't, that the future doesn't seem bright, but yet I will continue doing what I need to do, because the little drops of water make a mighty ocean. One day, things will pan out. One day, things will fall in place for me. That is what you need to say to yourself. That is what you need to say to yourselves. Thanks for joining, Miss Jemima. That is what you need to say to yourself. I said you are to be fruitful when it comes to everything that has to do with you. And it starts with you staying disciplined. It starts with you availing yourself and saying to yourself that I can do this. Saying to yourself that, yet though things might not seem the way they are, but I need to put in the work. I need to stay consistent. I need to keep pushing myself. Find that thing in that situation that you love and keep showing forth. Find that thing in that situation that you love and keep moving. I see you on here, Miss Chandra. Thanks you. It's been a while, Miss Chandra. Find that thing. What do you love about this project that you are doing? What do you love about this thing that you want to do? Let that thing motivate you. I said sometimes you need to motivate your own self to push yourself through. Sometimes that's what you need to do. Maybe you are sitting here and asking yourself, why is me being disciplined so important? What exactly can I get from being disciplined? It helps you stay focused. We being disciplined in anything that we do help us stay focused. Have you realized that anything you start, you end up not finishing, or you end up getting distracted because of something else? Because we are not disciplined enough to focus on whatever we are doing. We are not disciplined enough to see through that thing to the finish end. We are not, like, we've put so many things on our table. That is why I said earlier on, have a schedule, have a routine. Today, this is what I need to do. Today, I am going to focus only on this and stick to it. Does that mean distractions will not come? No, they will come. But you have to learn to stay focused on the tasks that you've given yourself. You have to learn to stay focused on that thing that you're working on. You have to learn to stay focused on that thing that you've been given to do. Stay focused. Being disciplined helps us stay focused. I said being disciplined helps one to stay focused on work and in life. Some of us, we are all over the place. We touch this and we touch this and we go here, we are all over the place. We are not giving attention to what needs to be given attention. We are not paying attention to the things that we need to take our time and get it done. We are not doing that because we've spread everything out, that we need to get everything done. That is not how things work. That is not how we need to do things. We need to have a schedule. So if it is 2-3 things that you need to do in a time frame, apportion each minute or apportion certain time to that task which you need to accomplish. Apportion time to it and stick to that time. Don't let us be distracted by anything that moves around. Don't let us be distracted by anything that goes out, that come across our way. If you are disciplined, you are respected. Why? Because when they give you 9 a.m., you will show up at 9 a.m. When they give you next week to complete a task, you would definitely complete that task. But if you are not disciplined and somebody gives you something to do, how then are they going to even consider you for another task when that one thing that they gave you, you haven't been able to produce, or you haven't been able to get it done? Today they ask you, you say tomorrow they ask you, you've always been given excuses for that one thing that you need to do. Be disciplined enough and get that work done. Be disciplined enough to stick to that thing that you are doing. Be disciplined enough to stay to the course, if I can use that word. Stay true to the course. We've all been there before, where when we have to do things, we end up derailing from where we need to be. But when that happens, and when you gain your senses back, you move back to where you need to be to finish that. Aruhia said self-confidence or discipline helps one to attain self-confidence, because you know exactly what you're talking about. You know exactly what you are capable of doing, or you know for a fact that when you put your mind to that, you will stay on it. And so when you are talking about it, you talk with some boldness. When you are talking about it, you talk with confidence. When you're talking about it, you let people know that, hey, I know for a fact what I'm saying. Thanks for joining, Daddy. I see Right Reverend Abraham Nyamful on here. Thanks so much for joining, Daddy. So you end up having some sort of confidence and boldness in anything and everything that you say, because you know that you are focused and you are disciplined enough. You know that anything you put your mind to, or anything that you've been given to do, you will see it to the end. You know that you see that thing to the end. But are you that person that when anybody sees, then they end up going the other way, because you are not able to produce the things that, more grace to you too, Daddy, you are not able to produce the things that you are being asked of. You are not able to stay on course on that one thing, on that one task that you've been given. And it all starts by you finding out what your time waster is. Find out what your time waster is. What exactly wastes my time? So I want to get A's in my exams. I want to be the best student in my class. But yet when I wake up every morning, or when I wake up every day, I am sitting on the couch doing nothing, stick to the TV 24/7. I am not putting in any work in learning. And you want to be the best student in your class. How then do you get to that stage? How then do you move from that? You are not being, that is your time waster right there. That is your time waster. Or is there that one person that comes your way every time you pick up the book to learn, every time you pick up the pen to do something, to do some calculation, or to put in some thought down? That same person comes to ask you about something, or they come and they start talking, and by the time you realize, time is fast spent. That is your time waster right there. That is your time waster right there. Until you learn to cut off those time wasters, you will never be disciplined enough to do the things that you need to do in order to get to your God-given destination. Because when we link discipline of productivity back to Genesis 1:28, it says that, and he blessed them and said, take dominion, multiply, and produce and subdue the earth. So that means that anything and everything that we do, we need to be disciplined enough in order to produce. We need to be disciplined enough in order to take charge. We need to be disciplined enough in order to take dominion over the things that we've been given to subdue. You cannot just say, oh, I have dominion over this campus, I have dominion over this territory, and yet you are not disciplined to stay true to the course. You cannot say that. That is why it needs to start with you finding something that you love to do. Finding something in that thing that you're doing. Oh, I need to run this business. What exactly do I love about this? Is it the fact that I'm helping people? Is it the fact that you are getting, if it's even the money that you get, is it the fact that I'll get more money? Let that thing that you love push you to stay focused. Let that thing that you love push you to stay disciplined to the course. So it starts by you finding out the things you love. And then I said, figure out which activity require more or intense discipline and which requires less. That is you putting priorities in place. Putting things in order of importance. You need to be putting things in order of importance in order to know which activity in that thing that I need to do require more time from me, require more energy from me, require more resources from me. Which one do I need to go in and learn more knowledge, or which one do I need to seek help in getting more understanding about it? Until you realize that, and then with that we go back to that vision board. That vision board that you need to write everything that you need to do on that. Let it stare at you each and every day when you get up. Because once you see it, you will think about it. Once you go into the kitchen and you see it, you will think about it. Stay focused and stay disciplined enough. Have a routine. Some of us, everything goes. We are not disciplined enough to stay on course. Everything goes. Anything that comes to our mind, we tend to stop what we're doing and then to go do that thing. We do not have routine. We do not have rules that we follow. We do not have steps that we follow. That we are not disciplined enough to even have rules to follow. When it comes to our daily work, when it comes to our lives, when it comes to anything that concerns us, we don't have no routine. Anything goes. So when George comes in to throw this at you, you pick it up. When this person comes in to throw this at you, you pick it up. When this thing brings this, you pick it up. You have a lot on your table. Staying disciplined means you staying on, or you have a routine. One at a time. Work on it. One at a time. Pick each variable and work on it. And in working on it, stay focused. Anything that distracts you, take it off your way. Anything that comes your way and tries to derail you from the things that you need to do, you have to check it and take it away. Be disciplined enough to say no. Be disciplined enough to say no. Will it be easy? No. Because some of us, all we want to do is please others. All we want to do is make others know that, hey, we are also good. But sometimes you need to say no. Sometimes you need to look in their face and tell them, no, I am on a schedule. I have to do this. I have to do that. And so until I am done with this, nothing comes in. Yes, I am willing to help you. Yes, I am willing to see what you want me to see. But until I am done, are we disciplined enough to say that to our friends? Are we disciplined enough to say that to our families? Are we disciplined enough to say that to our partners, our business partners, when they come to us? Are we disciplined enough? Or because they've come, I need this, you stop what you're doing and help them. How then do you get yours done? I'm not saying it's bad to help others, no. But discipline need to work. That is why you need to put certain rules in place. You need to learn to say no. Miss Jemima wrote, discipline enough to say, there it is, enough to say no. Because maybe that person at your workplace, all they know to do is whenever you are about going on another task, that's when they come and they start talking. Hey, can I get this? Hey, can you help me? No. I have this to do until I am done. I will not be able to help you, or I will not be able to assist you. Sorry. Don't just throw things anyhow in your day and say what will be will be. No. You need to have a routine. You need to be disciplined enough to stay on course. You need to be disciplined enough to say no. Identify the places or the areas that you need improvement. That circles around you identifying your time waster. What is that one thing that when I start to do this work, it stopped me from doing that work? What is that one person that when I want to do this, they always come in as if they're monitoring me? They always come in and start having conversations, unnecessary. Not that the conversation is even good, unnecessary conversations with me. What is that? Until you realize that, until you are able to identify that, you will not be able to move to where you need to move to. And to be disciplined, you need to monitor those progress that you've been making. Vision board. So once you are done with that task, you cross it out. Complete. But if you don't have anything to monitor those progress, how then do you stay on course? How then do you stay focused? How then do you stay disciplined enough to continue what you're doing? Because there is nothing, you have nothing to show for it. What do you have to account for it? Have a score sheet. This day I was able to complete this. This day I did that. This day I wrote that. Have a score sheet. There is nothing wrong having a score sheet on your own self. There is nothing wrong having a score sheet on the things that you need to do. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Because it helps you understand what you need to do, where you've been, where you're going, and where you need to get to. Have a score sheet. Being disciplined makes you more productive. Do I need to say that again? Being disciplined makes us more productive. We are able to get more things done when we stay on course. We are able to get more things done when we are focused. We are able to get more things done when we have been able to identify our time wasters and have a routine. Do you also know being disciplined helps with your time management? Because as I said earlier on, if you are disciplined enough and they give you 9 a.m., you come 9 a.m. Point blank period. No 1 minute late, 2 minutes. It's okay if that thing that is causing the lateness, you have no control over it. But that is the reason why you also need to be disciplined enough to set off early. In the military, we have something called 10 minutes early. Everywhere you go, 10 minutes early. So even if you are late or you will be late, you need to be there 10 minutes early. Even if you'll be late, you need to be there 10 minutes early. You need to stay focused enough to be able to manage your time, or to stay disciplined enough to be able to manage your time. Because when they give you 9 a.m., you come 9 a.m. When they give you next week for that submission of that assignment, you will submit it. You won't tell that lecturer stories why you were not able to complete that assignment. Being disciplined also means you starting early. You don't wait till last minute to do things. You meet some people and they'll tell you, oh, me, I'm a last minute person. I'll wait till last minute and then I'll do the assignment. Hey, my brother, how then are you hoping to pass that exams? How then are you hoping to pass that thesis of yours? Or even write it well? If you are a last minute person. Meanwhile, you were given that assignment last week. And you have this Saturday to complete it. You sat there until Saturday night. That's when you are about to write that essay of yours. How then are you hoping to pass that exams? That is not discipline. That is you wasting your time. That is you sitting there till last minute to get to do any shabby work. And it doesn't only pertain to exams, or it goes across board, be it your job, be it anything that you will do. And I'm not sitting here I've done some before. I've been there before. When you lost track of time and you sat there till last minute before you are in a haste to write something, so the lecturer knows that you've written something. We've all been there before when we started school. But it did help us? No, it did not. Because we weren't disciplined enough to stay true to the cause. We weren't disciplined enough to start early. We weren't disciplined enough to get up and say that, yes, though the assignment is not due till next week, but I'm going to start early in order to get more time to write this assignment or to complete this assignment. And then you find yourself in hot soup. Being disciplined also help you in discovering new talents that you might not even know you have. Because if you are one person who doesn't just hold this and stop, hold this and stop, hold this and stop, and you are staying focused to the things that you are doing, you realize that you have more than what you think you have. You have more ability than what you think you have. Have you realized that you've been stressful lately because you are waiting till last minute to do things? You're not disciplined enough to start early. And so discipline reduces stress level because it gives you the time to think through the things that you need to do. It gives you the time to think through the answers that you need to give. It gives you the time to think through the objects that you need to bring forth. It helps you persevere. You are able to continue that task regardless or despite the challenges you have, despite anything that comes your way, despite the obstacles that get thrown your way. You learn to persevere when you are disciplined. You learn to stay on course when you are disciplined enough. You learn to push yourself when you are disciplined enough. You learn to know what you need to answer to and what you don't need to answer to when you are disciplined enough. You got to eliminate distraction that comes your way. You got to take a break if need to. You got to put things in perspective if need to. Maybe you don't know that you're not disciplined enough to do the things that you need to do, or you don't have the courage enough to do the things that you need to do. That is why we come your way every Saturday morning. To learn from each other, to learn from ourselves. We will be disciplined enough to stay on course. We will be disciplined enough to stay on track, regardless what comes our way. Let's push ourselves a little harder when it comes to we staying on course and we being disciplined. As I said, if you have to say no, say no. Have a routine if need be. Take a break if need be. But find something that you love to do in that thing that you want to achieve, in that dream, in that goal. Find something that you love and work with it. Find something that you love and keep going back at it. Find something that you love and let that thing push you. Find something that you love. Be disciplined enough to show up, come rain or shine. Be disciplined enough to let that person know that they can trust you. To let that business partner know that they can trust you. To let them know that whatever they give to you, you are disciplined enough to see it through. It might not come naturally, but it can be learned. It might not come naturally, but you can start gradually with something that you have to do yourself. How nice is it that you show up to a function that you've been invited to 20 minutes early than the start time, 30 minutes early than the start time. That is you being disciplined. That is you getting yourself up to do the things that sometimes you do not want to do, to do the things that sometimes it doesn't make sense to you. Certain things that you need to do in order to stay disciplined might not make sense to you. But you need to do it in order to stay on track. You need to do it in order to keep going. You need to do it in order to get to that thing that you need to get to. So what are you working with that you seem to let go easily? What are you working at that you seem that it's not working and so I'm throwing in the towel? Learn to be disciplined to stay a little longer. Sometimes all we need to do is hang on a little longer. Hang on to that thing a little longer. Hang on to that work a little longer. Hang on to that dream a little longer. It takes a disciplined person to keep going to that same place where things seem not to work for. Because why? They believe in something. Because why? They see something good in there. Because why? They know for a fact that come rain or shine, that thing that they're looking for will surely manifest. Be disciplined enough to hang on. Be disciplined enough to hold on. Be disciplined enough to do the things that nobody is willing to do the things that people are shunning away from, to do the things that people are looking sideways at. Be disciplined enough. Maybe all you need is you staying a little late to get to that finish point. Maybe that's all it needs. So why don't you hang on a little longer? Why don't you ask for guidance? Why don't you ask for help when need be? There are people that you can talk to. Hey, I'm trying to do this, but I can't seem to stay focused. I can't seem to stay on track. I can't seem to have things going the way I need them to go. How do I circle around? How do I do things differently in order to stay on course? Sometimes that's what you need to do. Ask for that help. Do that inventory. Find out the things that you can reshuffle or change in order to stay on course, in order to stay disciplined enough. You'll be happy you did it at the end of the day, because you will achieve the results that need to be achieved, because you'll be able to get to where you need to get to. But remember that whatever work or whatever input you put in something determines the results that you're going to get at the end of the day. So if you are not disciplined to hang on a little longer, if you are not disciplined to put in the extra work, if you are not disciplined to hold on, you will not get it. And you would have wasted all this time. You would have wasted all these resources that you've been given to get to where you need to get to. May we learn to stay focused. May we learn to stay on the game. May we learn to stay on track on the things that we need to do. May we learn not to give up. May we learn not to throw in the towel. May we learn to identify our time wasters, our distraction in anything and everything that we do in order to get to where we need to get to. May we learn to go the extra mile. Because it is only through them that we will be able to get to where we need to get to. If you join us today and you do not know who we are or who I am, my name is Amanda Krufiaye, and I am your host for A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. We come your way every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 a.m. GMT time. Make a date with us, follow us on here, turn the notification button on, and when we come on live, you will be sure to get notified. Remember, next week is the end of the month and it is Time with a Prophet. You don't want to miss next week. All right, so do turn the notification button on here, and when we come on, you will be able to get notified and join us. It is going to be powerful. It is going to be ascetic and corrosive. We will be joined by our own father, Right Reverend Abraham Nyamfo, Eja Abraham, as many people know him, and for him to usher us into the new month, which is the month of March. We do this every last Saturday of the month, so don't count yourself out, because many good things are happening, many great things are happening on this platform. Join this movement, join this platform, let us move. If those of you that have visited our website and not getting through, we having some issues, and it is currently being fixed. Once it is up again, we will let you all know that it is up and running. And also don't forget, our social impact project will be coming on this year. Once again, as I said, this year we are opening it up to the public. You are welcome to join us physically if you are in Ghana. By that time, it will be sometime June, July, thereabout. We will communicate the date with you all later, but you are free to join us on that day. Let's go put smiles on people's faces. Let's go show love to people that need it. All right, so you are more than welcome to join us. Shoot us an email either on here or on our website, and we'll be sure to get with you. But you can also support us with your substance, with your prayers, anything, with your materials, anything that you want to join us. As we said, we opening it up to the public this year. You are welcome to join our social impact project 2023 as we put smiles on the needy faces, or I won't even call them the needy, I call them less privileged. All right, people that need our support. It could be through talk, it could be through donations, it could be through anything that the Lord puts on your heart to assist us with. Please let us know, and we will get in contact with you. But yes, it is coming on this July, and I can't wait to see you all on being part of it. All right, we will try and also see if we can bring it live that day on here, so others that cannot make it physically can also partake that. But yes, this is a yearly thing that ADOE does every year, so you are more than welcome to join us. Let us know how best you can assist, or how best you want to be part of this, and God will richly bless you. Once again, my name is Amanda Kofi. I thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for taking the time every Saturday morning to join me on here. To my board of directors, right, Reverend Abraham Nyanfo, Reverend Dr. Harriet Ejay, Mr. and Mrs. Harvey, thank you all so much for believing in me and believing in this cause that, or in this movement that we started. To my team members, George, Anaman, Eben, Dennis, Benedicta, Edward, Pearl, Eben, everybody that is at the background helping me to move this forward. Thank you all so much. And to you, our audience, without you there will not be any ADOE. We thank you all so much. We appreciate you so much. We say that may God answer you in time of need. May God answer you when you call on him. May he come speedily, and as you've always taken time to join us, may he also open heavens unto you, and may he embarrass you big time with blessings. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. And ADOE, myself and ADOE team, we appreciate you all so much for the support that you've been giving unto us. So we come your way again next Saturday. Stay blessed. Have a fruitful Saturday. Have a blessed day. All right, and have a blissful week ahead. I sign out, and I will see you all next week.